that Josh has knocked out the best player in the world at this point because he's the one who beat me, and I should have beat him. Let the record state, I should have beat him. All right, it looks like we're moving over to Regulator versus TimPapi. I don't. Who do you know TimPapi? I don't know who he is.
There's an online player named Papi. I'm assuming it's the same one. I don't know much about him either, but he's obviously a good player if he's come this far.
Yeah, it looks like we got Chargers versus Chiefs. Regulators the Chargers, and TimPapi's the Chiefs. And it looks like TimPapi just punted to Regulator. And Regulator is starting his first drive from about the 25-yard line. And there's about 2.5 minutes left, and we got a game here. Interesting. Are you surprised, Rockman, how many times we've seen the Chiefs on our stream here?
You know, it is. We have seen the Chiefs a lot, and it almost seems like every tournament has its own flavor, and there's always some team that is picked a lot. In this case, it just happens to be the Chiefs in this tournament. Yeah. I'm not sure why.
Key point, if you guys didn't notice with the last play, is that Regulator, who is one of the best tappers in Tecmo, definitely has the tapping advantage here in this game. Just got a long diving catch from Tolliver, I believe, to, I don't know who he was throwing it to, maybe Miller. And seems to be in control of this game early. But pick play here. Oh, man, I got to tell you, the fact that he was able to arrow trick that and get the play to his top wide receiver who was in the stop route there, crazy. 3rd and 4 here. Spirited defense by TimPapi. Wow, great.
Yeah.
Big play. So 4th and 5. What's Regulator is going to show the Hoff balls.
Oh, and
he's going for it.
Yeah, the Hoff balls is a good name for it. That's for sure. Not sure everyone knows what that is, but we sure do.
So here we go. This could be a statement here. Interesting.
Oh, he cannot. No.
And you know what?
He tapped so late. I saw that time.
It makes sense why he picked that run one. It's an ISO grapple play. He's got the tapping advantage. If TimPapi didn't pick the play, then Regulator definitely has the advantage on that play.
In that case, TimPapi just has to tap faster.
Yeah, honestly, I think if that was TimPapi, I would probably try to lurch.
Or dive, yeah.
Well, lurching is diving.
Is that what you call it, lurching?
You call it diving?
I wouldn't call it a lurch. I call a lurch like a linebacker for a lurch.
Oh.
That's just me.
Well, okay.
I would call it a dive.
Well, we'll call it a dive.
Okay.
You learn. I don't. You learn something new every day. Well, you know how everyone calls Kleenex when it's actually tissues, and Kleenex is a brand. Same concept.
We're talking Tecmo though, and it's a big play.
Man, and so I gotta tell you, we really lost. I mean, now we're 4th and 22.
Oh, now he goes.
And Regulator is not showing the Hoff balls, and he's actually kicking a field goal. And DT's right there. Doesn't block it though. You know that I think that might be one reason why everybody is picking the Chiefs here, simply because they always have a chance of blocking the extra point.
It doesn't hurt, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And the Chiefs are obviously a good team. You know, they match up so well with so many other teams, and that's probably why we're seeing them a lot.
I gotta say, I think on that drive,
look at this. Word taking it down the horn here.
Really surprising too, because the right tackle of the Chiefs is not very fast. I think Rockman has that stat in front of him. I believe it's 31.
According to this, the right tackle of the Chiefs
is 25.
Is 25. So, you know, granted, this is not the first quarter, so maybe he's good, but it still doesn't put him as very fast.
Yeah, not very fast. I was kind of surprised to see how many times TimPapi picked Regulator's play in that last drive. It was definitely in his head a little bit.
And now it's the other way around.
Oh, what a juke! That was a nice move there to get a couple of yards out of nothing.
Another big play.
Big play, but I think he's got the guy right here. Oh. That's crazy. You've got to basically dump off to running back. Bird's on. I don't know who his RB2 is. It might be Word. And who's only got 19 receptions, and he didn't get it. And now he's going to punt from his own 40.
Definitely not the Hoff move right there.
I gotta say, anytime you're 40 inside the 40s or closer, you gotta go for it. Unless obviously you're in field goal range.
Especially being 4th and 3.
Yeah, and a big mistake there, punting the ball into the end zone. You really gotta try to pin him back on that. And I mean, it's the little things in this game, especially against Regulator, who's one of the best players in the world. Maybe depending on the day, he might be better than Getz. So I gotta tell you that that was a mistake. You want every advantage you can have.
And it's not only pinning them back to try but you also have another chance for a fumble.
Absolutely.
And that would think of
and big.
Speaking of the devil,
big recovery by Regulator. I gotta tell you, TimPapi is definitely in Regulator's head because he is guessing at least half his plays.
And look at the juking by Regulator down there. He's got Mr. Vlasic, the pickle, and he's juking. He's going left. He's going right. And look how he got a first down.
Yeah, I gotta say that was beautiful. And Vlasic is not my favorite pickle.
I like Milwaukee pickles, as we're kind of in the state.
Yeah, we kind of don't have those in Rochester, New York.
Yeah, I'll ship you, I'll ship you a bottle or two. They're really good.
Yeah.
And we are sponsored by Milwaukee pickles. I don't know if anyone knew that or not.
Oh, well, there you go. Oh,
look at this
big gain here. Another ISO grapple. That's when
the defender is nowhere to be found.
Yeah, when you're
man, and this is a touchdown.
When you're an elite tapper, you have this advantage, especially with the running back as fast as Butts at his 36 ms when he is an average. I gotta tell you, like a smart man always told me once, or a smart man told me once, never give an elite tapper a good running back because you're just kind of shooting yourself in the foot.
It is a lot harder, that is for sure. Yeah.
But
I should maybe take that strategy at some point.
Yeah, but as you guys can tell, probably because that if you guys didn't know, player 1 actually calls the matchup here. So TimPapi gave him San Diego and thought Chiefs were the better matchup. Obviously, Regulator knows that people are probably going to take the Chiefs in this matchup, knows what he can do with Marion Butts, with Tolliver, with Bird, and probably just baited whoever his opponent is in this matchup.
If I'm not mistaken, I think Kansas City is one of Regulator's favorite teams. And no one's shaking their head no. Someone's Tundra Eddie, shout out to Tundra Eddie, is here, is nodding yes that he does like Kansas City Chiefs.
Kind of interesting then that he chose the Chargers here. Are you surprised?
Well, this was Pappy's choice.
Actually,
right?
No. This
because Regulator called this.
No, when you call it, you're player 1. Yeah. Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. You're right. Yes. TimPapi is the one who picked Kansas City. You're correct. No. Reg called it, but TimPapi picked Kansas City. You're correct, Rockman. My bad.
I think I know what happened. I'm not sure.
Anyway,
I think you just confused me now.
No, you were right. I was wrong.
Okay.
Back to the game. Regulator playing some spirited defense still in Poppy's head. And here we go.
Okay, you're right. I'm with you now. Because you don't get P1 and your choice of teams. So.
Correct. And we're going to go for
J.J.
Burden and a half, J.J.
And short.
Are you kind of surprised? Are you kind of surprised here that that Regulator isn't getting any interceptions with Bird? I mean, Poppy seems to be constantly throwing into coverage or just misthrowing the ball, and it's just Regulator just can't get a pick.
Well, Burden is not your strongest receiver in the bottom, and you also do have your best guy with you mentioned Bird down there. So I don't know why you would. And it's no risk because it's the end of the half, so I could try it. But I think you got to throw to Page there.
Yeah, I would agree with you there. I don't know why he did not throw to Page.
In some cases, you do that because you think they're not going to pick your play. You pick the one play where Page is not going deep, and I don't know if that was the case in that one. But that's the other strategy is, okay, I only got one play left. I know they're not going to pick this one.
Yeah, so. Segathon SUV says, Jenny or Genny pickles or get the fuck out. So
who is this?
Sega is saying that. I've never had those, so, I'll take your word for it.
Well, I'm glad everyone likes to talk about my pickles, but why don't we talk to Tecmo?
Yeah. So it looks like we got a strong drive here by Regulator at the start of the second half. Once again, popping in his head.
Yeah.
He's still picking about half his plays, but I mean, are you?
Oh,
and that's one of the disadvantages of Tolliver. He's only got 31 PC, and people are gonna drop the balls. Are you surprised to see Tolliver be able to get away from the blitz like that with only his 13 MS?
Absolutely. Anytime you have a 13 max speed quarterback getting out of coverage like there, it's a win for the quarterback.
Oh, that's 2 straight drops, although that one might have been covered. The diving Kansas City Chief might have gotten there in time. Big third down. I believe it's third down. Big third down here. Oh, he's got a guy open up top. Oh, the arrow trick.
Oh, he
wide
got
open. Arthur Cox. 19 MS Arthur Cox. Maybe he isn't good, but he's a burner.
I saw how fast he went out of bounds too.
So Cox is in the game down there. And that time he caught it.
This time he goes to Miller.
Well, actually both times were to Miller, believe it or not. Both those drops were to Miller.
Really?
Yeah.
That is surprising. I guess it's Miller time.
Yeah, pun
Stuffs.
yeah,
Pun intended.
You're all over it.
I am. Stuffs the middle, kicks it out.
Yeah.
And you can't stuff the middle with a fast running back and expect to, have
Correct.
any kind of a slow.
Yeah, so what Rockman means by that is basically you can't go try to shed the lead blocker and tackle because they can just bounce it outside and run by you. The only time that really works is if somehow you can just popcorn them, which isn't going to happen.
Yeah, and maybe he was going for a dive too, and he got stuck in there.
Yeah,
but,
maybe.
You're kind of he was trapped. He had to try and be aggressive because it was so close to the goal line.
Yeah, you gotta give Papi a lot of credit getting to the Final Four of this tournament. It was a really strong field. This game's not over yet, clearly, but I mean, Regulator has a strong 17-0 lead here. And I mean, I'd be kind of shocked to see Regulator give up a 3-score lead this late in the game.
Yeah, it would take a little bit of luck and also some good play by Papi. So we'll see how this plays out. But yeah, credit to him getting this far. Everybody that came here wanted to get this far and did not. And I don't know his route to here. We can kind of maybe see it, who he had to play to get here. But you know that when you're playing players at Final 8, even the Final 16, that they're going to be tough players.
Yeah, you guys don't actually have this on the challenge. Is it challenge or is it just challenge?
I call it challenge.
I mean, we'll call
potato.
I mean, well, what's that Cosby show where they're doing the dance off and they're saying challenge?
Yeah,
but
I don't know what you're talking about. It's on my head.
Well, yeah, because everyone can see that. Anyway, you guys can't see it, but there was a strong group of 16 people who were knocked out in the round of 32. Because it was only a single elimination. That it's kind of shocking. And some of the names that got knocked out, some of the upper seeds got knocked out. Did you get knocked out in the round of 32?
I got knocked out in the round of 32, and it was fortunate that Gats and I were both middle seated and we got to play each other, so that was wonderful. In fact, most viewers got to see that where Gats beat me 17-0 San Diego Bears. That's one of his favorite matchups, by the way.
Yeah, I gotta tell you though. I mean, you gotta feel pretty good that if you're gonna lose to somebody, you're gonna lose to one of the best players in the world.
And that's what I told him. I said, at least if I'm gonna lose, it's gonna be to a good player. I wish I would have played better. I threw 3 picks in there, and I'd rather have played to a point where I felt that I didn't kill myself, but I did in that case. But that's you just got to get better. You got to play more Tecmo. You got to get more leagues. You got to get that NGTL going for me. Whoa! Look at that!
Oh, I thought he looked wide open to the cut screen, and then there was everybody. Big 4th and 10 here. If he doesn't convert this, the game is definitely over, barring a weird turnover situation. So if Papi doesn't get this, we pretty much can call this one a wrap. Or as Brewdog likes to do, come up with different ways to say GG.
You could still kick a field goal here. I think I probably would have kicked a field goal. Because if you don't get this, there's no way of coming back.
Well, what I'm not going to do there is I'm not. Nice to meet you too, man. You guys going to Detroit? No.
Hey, but we'll be in Madison.
I'll see you in Madison. Sorry, saying goodbye to Jay Big Red. I got to tell you, I'm kind of surprised he tried to throw a CC to Burden there in the back of the end zone. I mean, it's just not smart. Oh, not smart, and now you just got Regulator pouring it on. So it's really just this game's well at hand now for Regulator. See you in Madison, man.
We got a couple players saying goodbye, so.
I'm gonna boot myself. So I got some of the HSTL guys leaving here, and I'm the commissioner, and they're telling me don't boot me because they're not gonna get their games in because of this tournament. We have very strict deadlines in HSTL, and we get seasons played pretty much.
Can I get on that too?
Right.
I don't have one game played.
I had one game played, but Brew was supposed to work my state for me, and I'm still waiting for that because I was
Brewdog's fault.
No, it's my fault for not saving a state. Brew's helping me out.
Oh, gotcha. Is that a demerit?
Right. If I don't get a game in if I don't get 2 games in by Tuesday night, I'm gonna have a demerit. Yes.
No boy.
A lot of us are gonna have a demerit.
No boy. You better take some people. Oh,
but
there we go.
yeah. So we got Regulator pouring it on now. This game's over. So why don't we just kind of talk about what we expect to see here in the King Seed game between Lewis and Regulator. I mean, I think it's gonna be a spirited matchup. Lewis was the #1 overall seed. It's like, what do you expect to see in it?
Well, we got a lot of sound effects going on behind us here. They're almost out talking.
They haven't even been close.
Correct.
Josh is definitely making some
Noob
noise.
uploading by me. You're absolutely correct. Except I would use noob with the 2 zeros and the B. I don't like using NEWB.
But as far as Lewis and Regulator, what I would expect, and I don't know Lewis as well as I know Regulator, but with Lewis, what I've seen him play online, I've seen very fast throws, I've seen quick throws. With Regulator, I've seen very similar style play where he's trying to just tap fast, hit the open guy, and work his magic. So I expect a very fast, high-speed game. I don't expect anything to go too deep, but I expect it to be a close game.
I will say though, and it's been kind of noted before, and it's apparent in front of us. For those of you who have not watched previous Madison streams, specifically the last one, where a Regulator, I think, was safety 5 times versus Joey Gatz in the championship. Does Regulator's drunkenness level, is that going to have an impact on this game versus Lewis?
That's a good question, actually, because I know Regulator at times has not been drinking as much for that factor. Tonight, I've seen him drinking a lot of beers, and I know he's got some glossy eyes there.
He definitely
other people do too. And Lewis, I've not seen drink at all. So I will say that it is a factor. You can't say it's not a factor.
I mean, if you guys could see Lewis right now, he actually has his jacket on. He's trying to stay warm, much like a pitcher in baseball. He's got his hands in his pockets so they stay in tip-top shape. I mean, I think that he's ready for this matchup.
And I don't see a beer in his hand at all. I don't even know if he's had any beer or any drink.
Well, I mean, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with not having any beer, clearly. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, I don't drink, so I just been kind of making fun of myself the whole time.
And no one's perfect, and that's okay.
True story.
But I think it does affect your reaction time. I think at some point you can actually get more relaxed, and you play differently. But at some point you start to play worse. So but he's relying on his skill and his experience versus worrying about a beer or two.
Absolutely. So this game is officially over. That is doing the final kickoff. Final score 23-3.
And
I'm not sure what our next game is here. I think it's gonna be. I'm not sure what our next game is here.
It might be the
I think it might be the losers.
I think Son of Pat Beach
Son of Pat Beach versus
they just took on the challenge.